Hi, my name is Don DuPont. I'm the Greens and Grounds Chairman here at the Farms Country Club. While the written word is powerful, certain issues are best addressed in video form. With that in mind, the following is a brief video in which our Superintendent, Victor Ficanti, will make clearer the problem the farms has with thatch, particularly in our fairways. Please watch till the end for the most illuminating example of what thatch is and the problems thatch causes.
But I'm going to show you the thatch that we have here, and it's going to be eye-opening. So I'm going to use my little profiler here. This is one of the most important tools that I have because I can see what's below the surface. We're going to be able to see the rooting structure, where the roots are, how deep they are. We're working with cool season grass, which this time of the year, the roots tend to shrink. As we get into the fall, they'll tend to go deeper, and I'm all about roots at this point now. So we're gonna take a look. So as you see down here, this iron layer, that's the native soil when the golf course was constructed. And over the years, you can see, believe it or not, the grass canopy is up here now. So through top dressing, but it's been an inconsistent top dressing. You'll see here at this top, I don't know, quarter inch is where basically from when I've started, I don't know if you've seen me or any of the staff members out here top dressing, that's the layer we're creating. And then there's mixed layers out through here. Whereas at some point in time, there was a top dress and then some time went on where in between top dress applications. And to me, that's inconsistent. Whereas here you can see the layer that I've been working with and doing. It's created a consistent layer up top, which, believe it or not, sand actually dilutes thatch. So that's why it's important to continue this process. But this really creates the picture here. So to me, it's important when you take this sample out that the whole structure stays together. Yes, we have thatch, but as you can see, there's root dangling at the bottom, which is also important. So there's a good 3 inches to 4 inches of thatch on this tee here.
So thatch is basically an impenetrable layer that water can't get through, a root can't get through. So you end up with much shorter roots, and you end up with water building up, and you end up with disease.
Yeah, so think of thatch as a very tight fibrous root system. Thatch is composed of decaying plant material, roots, creeping bentgrass, which we have here on our playing surfaces.
Can you describe, Victor, what the problem is? What does thatch cause? What exactly happens when you get this layer of thatch?
So thatch, there's a numerous things cause. So the soil doesn't dry down the way we want it to, and then you get brown spots. And then you'll see us out here hand watering these spots with the hose just to keep these plants alive. Nothing is dead here, it's dormant. So that's one thing. The other thing is that moisture gets built up here, so then it's a whole nother disease thing that the pathogen will sit there, and you could have Pythium come in overnight and wipe out the whole tee. So by also not aerifying regularly, you don't have any channels for the water to get to where the roots are in the soil. That's why you have the brown spots. So it's important to pull a core. Hopefully that gesture. So now we're here on 11 fairway, looking at modeling and the fairways, kind of how they've reacted in the drought and whatnot. But the thing that I've noticed here is we have extremely leggy bent grass here. So that's why they're also thatchy. But we're mowing effectively at right around a ½ inch. This is, again, we're mowing at a ½ inch, but our bentgrass plant's almost 2.5 inches long. There's something wrong there. We don't have a fine textured playing surface. Through various cultural practices, we can keep it upright and actually have a ½ inch grass plant to be effectively mowing at. So this was from a brown spot. As you can see here, there's actually 2 nodes growing off the grass plant, not dead, dormant. And as the temperatures recover, the grass will also recover. Just while we're here, I just want to touch on the drain lines here on 11 and 10. You'll see that there's a thick mat layer in there. Thatch is probably greater because thatch goes to water. And with that being said, there's no way for the grass the roots to penetrate into the subsoil that was put back in for these drains.
So you're saying we cut at a 1/2 inch,
Yes.
but you just pulled a piece of bent grass
Yeah.
that's 2 inches long.
Yeah.
So it's just laying down.
It's laid over, exactly. Laying over makes more thatch. But we would take ideally in a perfect world, we would take a broom and stand this all right upright. And so we get all the runners and the stuff that's 2 inches long, we'd mow it out, blow it away. All of a sudden you have a tighter playing surface.
So these are all related to this severe thatch problem that we're dealing with.
Yes, yes. These are all problems I've identified, and now it's time to fix them. We mow our fairways at just under 1/2 inch. So we have extremely laid over bent grass. By the way, this is dormant, it's not dead. There's green in it. There's green crowns coming off the stems of the plant. But they say 1 cubic centimeter of thatch by weight holds 10 times the amount of its own water. So the interesting thing here is, it might be tough in the video to see, but I can squeeze this together and water comes out. So by having as much thatch as we do, that's why you can see the water you can wring it out like a rag.
How long has that been out of the ground for?
An hour.
Wow.
When you have thatch, what does it do? So this is a perfect environment for a disease right now. And that being said, because the grass is just sitting in water. When you look at this divot, it doesn't look like there's any water being held here, but there's actually water. We put a penetrant out to push the water down. But again, because the thatch is so intermingled like a microfiber cloth, to get the water in through the 3 inches of thatch, it's a challenge. Again, if there is a channel for the water to get through, the water would be then in the profile rather than sitting in the thatch.
See that? So everyone thinks that we should be watering more.
Right.
And then we wouldn't get these brown spots.
Right.
The reality is the brown spots are loaded with water.
They're loaded with
We're
water.
going to attack the issue by how? By aerification and top dressing?
Aerification, verticutting, and top dressing, yes.
Okay.
So
And is that a multi-year process?
it will be until we get a real control on it. It's playability first, it's dormant, and hopefully everyone's been enjoying the golf course.